Welcome to Brief On, the series where we break down complex legal concepts into bite-sized insights. In today's episode, we're diving into the intention to create a legal relationship, a crucial element in contract law. The intention to create a legal relationship is essential for forming a contract. It refers to the parties' intention to create a legally binding agreement, one that can be enforced by law. Generally, the law assumes that when parties enter into a contract, they intend it to be legally binding. However, in certain contexts, like social or domestic arrangements, this intention might not be present. The intention to create a legal relationship can be either expressed or implied. It might be explicitly stated in the contract or inferred from the circumstances surrounding the agreement. For example, if someone provides a service and is paid for it, there's likely an implied intention to create a legal relationship. If this intention is absent, the agreement isn't enforceable as a contract. This makes the intention to create a legal relationship a vital factor in determining a contract's validity. Case Law 1. Balfour v. Balfour. Let's look at a landmark case, Balfour v. Balfour, decided by the English Court of Appeal in 1919. Mr. Balfour, a British civil servant, was posted to Ceylon, now Sri Lanka. Before leaving, he promised to pay his wife, Mrs. Balfour, a monthly allowance of £30 until she joined him. Later they separated, and Mrs. Balfour sued for the unpaid allowance. The court ruled there was no contract, stating that the promise was a social arrangement between husband and wife, not intended to create a legal relationship. This case established that social or domestic agreements, without the intention to create legal relations, do not form binding contracts. The court explained that without this intention, there's no consideration, an essential contract element involving the exchange of value. Mrs. Balfour gave no consideration for her husband's promise, further supporting the absence of a binding contract. Case Law 2. Merritt v. Merritt. Now let's examine Merritt v. Merritt, decided by the English Court of Appeal in 1970. Unlike the Balfour case, the Merritts were separated but not divorced. They owned a house jointly and agreed in writing that Mrs. Merritt would pay off the mortgage and Mr. Merritt would transfer ownership to her. After she paid off the mortgage, Mr. Merritt refused to transfer ownership. Mrs. Merritt sued for breach of contract. The court found the written agreement evidenced their intention to create a legal relationship. Both parties had given consideration, Mrs. Merritt by paying the mortgage and Mr. Merritt by promising to transfer ownership. The court noted that the parties' marital status didn't negate the intention to create legal relations, especially since they were separated and the agreement was clearly more than a domestic arrangement. These cases highlight that the intention to create a legal relationship is crucial in contract law. While social or domestic agreements often lack this intention, clear mutual agreements, even between family members, can form binding contracts if this intention is evident. Thanks for joining us. Subscribe to our channel Legal Genie for more legal insights. See you next time.